Welcome to the NoLife Gaming Show. That's my beautiful fiance right there in the corner. Say hi, Kate. Say hi to the world. Unpacking my groceries. Today, there's not too much stuff going on. We got some games we've been playing. Quake Champions has its open beta has come out, and there's been a lot of people playing. And I want to voice my concerns about it, as well as some other stuff. Been playing Dead Cells. We've got some other games we've been playing. Some gaming news. And no reviews. There's really no reviews. We haven't been able to get any reviews done. Prey, I'm still working on that. A couple of the other guys are waiting for some games to come out. And then we should have a few more reviews up. So we're really focusing on news, some previews, and one deep topic. But other than that, let's get this show on the road real quick. Make sure that you check over there on the bottom right at our Twitter. Make sure you're following us at NoLife's Gaming. That way you can get all the updates on just pretty much all the content we put out, whether it's videos, whether it's, new cool things we're talking about, news, our spin on certain things. That's our main social media. That's where it's always going to be, the Twitter. And it's just easier because we can all kind of use one Twitter. And the Twitch as well, NoLives, /no_lives. And you can catch us live streaming. Mostly, maybe once a day. Who knows? There's always someone streaming. So make sure you follow us over there and subscribe if you so please. But let's get into the show. Let's bring on the co-host. Co-host, come on, dudes.
What up?
What's up, man? Nice.
I like the little eyebrow. Just
How long ago? I can't keep doing this for forever.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good enough.
just long enough to make a gif out of it.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
What have you guys been up to?
Working and playing video games, pretty much.
What about you guys? Anything else? Anything new you guys been up to?
I started the Pokemon Nuzlocke playthrough. Started it last week on Twitch. Put up the slightly edited version on Saturday, which is on our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So, putting out some Pokemon content. It was fun. It was a fun 2 hours.
Are you done with it?
No, it's just the first episode.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
I'm doing it episodic, so every week is going to be another 2-hour episode. And we just started, so no major deaths yet, but things are already critical hits everywhere. So it's only a matter of time till some of these good old Pokemon are going to start dying.
Now, are you doing a no Poke Center and items only?
I am doing Poke Center because that is an awful idea. But I am doing, first encounter, catch only, catch anything you haven't caught yet. So I'm catching things early just to get them out of the way for later. But I didn't realize Platinum throws a ton of elements at you immediately. I already have a lightning type. I got an Abra.
Yeah, I was going to say you have a psychic type,
I
man.
got an Abra.
That was crazy. I tuned into the stream for a little bit, and I saw you had an Abra on your team, and that just fucking,
and they give you the
dumbfounded me.
They give you the old rod immediately. So I already have a Magikarp, so I'm gonna get a Gyarados. So I mean, we're set to maybe have a good run, but I'm waiting for when things are gonna get rough.
Have you ever done a Nuzlocke before?
Nah, this is my first Nuzlocke, and I haven't played Platinum in a long time. So this is kind of like how I wanted to replay Platinum.
Nice. I've done a Nuzlocke on Blue, and then I did Wonderlock on X, which is just like it's the same thing as a Nuzlocke, except when you catch your first one, you trade it away through Wonder Trade.
Yeah, I've seen people.
I've
seen speedrunners do Wonder Trade races where they trade the starter immediately, and whatever Pokemon they get is what they run with. Which is kind of interesting. It's a really, challenge runs. It's ways to make Pokemon replayable.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. How long do you think it's going to take you?
Some of the other, Nuzlockes I've watched from other people, they've taken upwards of, 40 to 50 episodes where they're 20 minutes long. So, I mean, I think this is going to be at least, 2 or 3 months if I do 2 hours every week. So good. There's gonna be a good amount of content coming from it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a lot. I never really got into any Pokemon games after Yellow and Stadium and stuff like that. I never really got into them.
Yeah, my favorite ones were the original ones because I was a kid when they came out anyway, and watched the cartoons in the morning before show and all that, or before school, and all that good stuff. But yeah, as the other ones came out, I didn't really like them as much, but they're still all right.
I was that way up until like I played all of them up until Platinum was the last one I played. Before I got back into it with X and Y. Platinum, I had 500 hours on my Platinum cartridge.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like I really liked that generation. And then Black and White came out, and I just kind of fell out of Pokemon. And then X and Y came to the 3DS, and I got back into it, and they were really good. And then Sun and Moon, arguably probably the best Pokemon games out there. I think you can play right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much just because they're different than the archetype.
They're so much different.
Really different. It feels like an actual different game instead of the same game that you've been playing for decades now.
Yeah, they changed up so much of the formula and made it fresh and really built off the hype of Pokemon Go. And I mean, there's some rumors out there that another Pokemon mobile game's coming, that Pokemon Stars might be a thing for the Switch. So I think they should capitalize.
I can get into that. I just think that a big part of the reason why I liked it was it had a physical aspect with the cards and the TV show, and it was like a huge phenomena all around the world, and that it just really wrapped you into that universe. And they kind of had that momentum going with Pokemon Go, but then it kind of fizzled out just because it wasn't really implemented too well. But if they could have capitalized like a new show, Pokemon Go, cards, like a huge expansion of cards, I think they could have gotten another big push along.
Well, they did.
People still play Pokemon Go?
The people still do play Pokemon Go. They did make a new cartoon show. They actually changed the art style for Pokemon Sun and Moon's cartoon because the cartoon's still running. It's been running.
New episodes?
New episodes, yeah, on Disney Channel, I believe.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they changed the art style up a lot too. So
it's not like
anime. It's still anime, but it's like a redesign. So Ash kind of looks a little younger for some reason. They just kind of made the art style a little more childlike. It feels like, but it's not a bad art design. They have a bunch of new card expansions that they kept doing after every game. So Pokemon has not stopped. It's just Pokemon Go really brought it to the forefront, and Sun and Moon are the best-selling Pokemon games because of Pokemon Go.
Don't they know that grown adults play Pokemon and kids don't even play Pokemon anymore? It's like the kids are playing like Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Dude, it's all about that nostalgia trip, man. It feels like we're in the 90s again. Pokemon's popular. Backstreet Boys are back.
All right.
I've been playing. We could jump into what we've been playing. I've still been playing Prey. Still not so into it, but it's gotten much better. The deeper I've gotten into it, the enemy fighting is just bad though, and it's hard for me to kind of get back into it. I'm kind of just bored of it. But I have been playing Dead Cells, been having such a good time with that game, and I've been playing Quake Champions, which I fixed an issue that I was having with frame rate. Like I was having like over 150 frames a second, except I was getting like a choppy gameplay. It was weird. And then I figured I was just the G-Sync, so I turned the G-Sync off, and that kind of fixed it immediately. And now it's a lot more fun than when I first started playing it. I'm actually getting pretty good at it. And then going from Quake to playing Overwatch is just like
it's a
complete difference.
It's so damn slow, man.
It's so slow. You feel like you're crawling through the maps. And you're just like, oh my god. It's almost hard to switch.
Did they keep a lot of like the speed of like Quake Arena?
It's
Quake
fast.
Arena?
Yeah.
It's fast.
It's a little slower than the original Quake.
Yeah.
But it's still fast, especially nowadays when shooters are like I said, Overwatch is so slow. Even Battlefield 1 is slow. Even Call of Duty is slow compared to Quake. but it's still slower than the old Quake. There's a lot of changes that they've made to the Quake formula that we'll talk about in deep topics. But it's I'm having some fun with it. I think a lot of people are too. It's cool seeing, like, you guys showed me that Fatality was playing, and I remember watching him back on like G4. Like, he was, I don't even know if it was G4. What was that show before G4? Before that channel came out, it was like on CNET TV or something. They had like a gaming channel, and he was on that channel. That's how old that is.
It was a tech show. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, they had like a few
yeah.
tech other show, like a gaming show. Then there was screensavers.
Yeah,
This was so long ago. I don't remember the name.
Yeah,
of the channel.
it was before G4. I know what you're talking about. It was before G4. I don't remember what the network.
It wasn't
called.
Attack of the Show.
No, that's
That was
G4.
Yeah.
No, this was with,
Man.
and they did a show with a guy who has been doing it for a while. He had like the spiky hair. Do you remember what I'm talking about? This is when Cliff Blazinski was humongous. He was like a rock star at the time. Morgan Webb was just like starting up. She was on the show as well. I forget the name of the damn show.
The guy you're thinking of was also on Attack of the Show, wasn't he?
No, it was before.
Yeah.
Was
I
it
know, but
Tech
I think
TV?
I thought it. Yep.
Tech TV was
right?
the channel.
Yeah.
That was the channel.
the channel.
Yes. And the show was like Game Spot something. I don't know what it was. But it was Tech TV. Then they had like the screensavers. They had a bunch of other stuff. And I think Attack of the Show started on Tech TV, and then it changed into G4 TV. And then G4 TV turned into like Spike TV somewhere along the way. And that was a sad day, because G4, when it first came out, was the best channel ever. They used to have the best shows on that channel. I used to love that show.
I didn't realize X-Play started on Tech TV.
Oh, that might have been it. X-Play.
X-Play?
Who's the host of X-Play?
Adam
Sessler?
Morgan Webb
And Adam Sessler, right?
and Adam Sessler.
That
they have
was
a
the
bunch
show.
of other people, but yeah.
That was the show. That's where I remember seeing like Cliff Blazinski when he was doing the Unreal stuff. And then the Fatality was kind of like running the Quake champions everywhere. Oh my god, it's such a blast from the past. That's nostalgic for me. That is some crazy nostalgia. I wonder if Adam Sessler's still in the industry. I haven't seen much of him because I know what's her name is still doing stuff.
The spiky hair guy that you were talking about, I think it's Kevin Pereira.
No, it's Adam Sessler. He used to have spiky hair, believe it or not. Kevin Pereira is Attack of the Show.
Adam Sessler still writes stuff, and he did do some YouTube content for a while.
Oh yeah, I've seen him a few times. Yeah, he used to have spiky hair. Let's see if I can find it.
Like last I knew, he was doing a lot of like YouTube content for one of the networks.
There it is.
Like
There's
the big
Adam
channels.
Sessler with the spiky hair. Man, how old is he?
The last thing I can find is in 2014 he did some work with Spike's coverage of E3, and then in 2015 he did the pre-show and post-show hosts for Bethesda Game Studios E3 event. But that was back in 2015.
Right.
Other than that, I haven't really seen anything that he's done.
Yeah, that was Tech TV, man. That was the
He
best
was-
channel.
I think he was doing something with like GameSpot or something like that, like writing for them and making like.
That's what I thought
videos
too.
for it.
I thought he was doing like shows and stuff for GameSpot.
Yeah, I think it was GameSpot. Like that's where he ended up moving to.
Do you guys remember that one reviewing show too with Tommy Tallarico and that other dude? I forget that other dude's name. That was on G4.
Think so.
Remember how awesome G4 was? Did you guys watch it when it
Yeah,
first came out?
G4 was pretty cool. G4 and Tech TV were both really good.
G4
I remember,
was amazing.
I remember G4 Live being like a part of the like chat room trying to be on the show, because they would film it like early in the morning on Friday, like noon, and then they would air it.
Electric
It's so
Playground,
weird.
that's what it was called.
The only thing that I remember like really annoying me about G4 was the old original Screensavers crew got like booted, because I
Right.
remember growing up watching that, and shit. Like shit, dude. I still listen to Leo Laporte like doing podcasts and
Yeah.
shit all the time.
Yeah, he's always getting in trouble for like sexual harassment claims.
Really?
He's always getting in trouble for that shit.
Really?
Do you remember the time where he was reviewing like an Apple Watch or something, and they were like flipping through it, and he had pictures of his wife's pussy, and they played on air through his watch. He's a fucking freaky little dude.
Holy shit,
Leo
dude.
Laporte.
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
I wish it was still around, man.
Yeah.
I wish it was still around. It was a really cool channel, especially for like our generation, where it was like, this was all like stuff you wanted to get into. I mean, they had everything. They had that one hacking show where you can like, that's where I first learned to make my first cantenna, and you can like rip off your neighbor's Wi-Fi right when Wi-Fi came out, and you could literally steal it because the passwords were so weak. That was cool. And it's
Thing
all
is,
online.
yeah, the reason that kind of stuff doesn't really exist or have a market anymore is because it's aimed towards tech savvy people, and tech savvy people are just going to be online.
All right. Well, what were we talking about originally? Oh, Quake. We were talking about Quake. We'll get more into Quake later, but I do want to talk before we get into news about Dead Cells. Who else has been playing it? Have any of you guys played it yet?
I'm waiting, I think, because they said they might bring it to the Switch, so I'm gonna pick it up on that when it comes out.
I'm going to buy it. I watched Peeve play it, Peeve Peverson. He's a big Dark Souls streamer. He played it about a week before its release on Steam. So I watched him play a good bit of it, and I also been watching Richard Hammer play it. Dick Hammer.
Dick Hammer?
Dick Hammer.
Is that why his name is Richard Hammer, or is that
Well,
just a coincidence?
Well, I think his name's Richard, and then he was just like, let's put Hammer on the end of it.
Oh, yeah, I would do the same.
Yeah.
It looks really, really damn good.
All right, well, let's talk about it, because let me put up some gameplay footage for the crew. It's super fun, dude. It's super fun. There's really not much bad stuff I can say about it.
The only thing that I saw that I would have liked to like for it to change or incorporated would be like cosmetic changes, maybe. Like I
Like
don't know,
to the
your
actual
guy
aesthetic or what?
Yeah, to the aesthetic. Like your guy would look different, maybe get some armor or something to look different.
Yeah.
You know, get the whole fashion thing going on.
Yeah,
Other than that, dude, it looks solid.
I think if there was like some kind of armor system, that'd be cool. Right now, it's all pretty much weapons. You can get a shield and use that's sort of like its own. So you get like a bunch of different weapons. That's kind of the items that you get. There's like whips, like an electric whip. You get swords that do blood damage, poison damage. You get throwing stars. Excuse me. You get a bunch of weapons. You can find more weapons throughout. You get these blueprints. And these blueprints are what you use at this one guy who kind of sits in the middle between these maps. So you go through a map. Once you finish that map, you clear it. You go to the next zone. You meet up with this guy, and that's where you can upgrade your skills or your weapons. And you use souls that you find after killing enemies. And I think it's the only way you can get souls, just strictly through killing enemies. And that's kind of the progression that sticks. That's the part of the rogue system that kind of stays with you along throughout. Whereas every time you die, you lose all your weapons and stuff, but you keep the progression of what you found. And so say I find like a blueprint of an ice bow. That blueprint stays with you throughout the entirety of your career on this game. So you can find that ice bow, where previously you wouldn't be able to find it unless you found the blueprint first. So that's what makes you keep coming back, is like, what new weapons can I find? You know, what skills can I upgrade so I can get level 3 ice bow that's just laying around. So that's pretty cool. But really the best part about the game is the combat. Remember when I was telling you guys in the chat I was looking for like a Binding of Isaac roguelite game with like Dark Souls kind of combat, or just like a combat system, and you know, a roguelite progression, because I like that. I like the roguelite system where it's like quick gameplay. You can play for either an hour or you can play for 10 hours, and you still get what you want out of it. But the only thing I didn't like about Binding of Isaac and other roguelites like Risk of Rain is that the combat isn't as good. It's not fluid. It's more of like a loot game at that point. This one, it's all about the combat. It's all about dodging and sliding around and parrying and, using different weapons at the right time, draining your enemies before you kind of go and attack them. You can freeze enemies. It makes it so fun and addicting. Every time you die, it doesn't matter because it's about the combat. And, you can use the shittiest sword and the shittiest shield against, the heaviest enemy, and you could still have a chance if you're good at it. And that's really what I like about this game. And just the fact that you could just turn it right on and just keep going is just really, really fun. So I highly suggest everyone go pick it up. It gets frustrating because it's a roguelite, and they all get frustrating. But it's nothing to do with like there was never any cheap all the enemies feel balanced. Everything feels balanced. So there wasn't a point where I died and I was like, oh, that's cheap. This game's kind of a little too difficult or too cheap. It's always like you fucked up, like you didn't parry that the right way or you didn't slide the right way, and that's why you died. And I love that about Dark Souls. I think people are calling this a Souls-like game because it kind of has Souls elements to its combat with the kind of roguelite
And how you're
system.
kind of like rolling around and stuff to dodge and things like that.
Yeah, and like you get hit by an enemy and it hurts. Like it takes a big chunk of your health out. So you can't get hit too often. If you get cornered, you're pretty much fucked unless you're really good and you can, know how to use your weapons. But that's what I...
Question for you though.
Yeah.
Does the non-linear progression actually work?
What do you
does
mean?
it work well? Because they were advertising it so when you die, it unlocks a new path or a new map, and is that just trying to say it's road that's the roguelike part of it, or is there an actual oh, you die so you're still going for the same objective, kind of like Binding of Isaac, you're trying to get 3 specific items, and there is kind of a way to go after them. Does it still have kind of like that?
Yeah, there's a map. It's like these big maps, and you pretty much want to get to the end of the map so you can progress. You can trade your souls in at that dude and then move on to the next map, and then there's a boss fight at the end that he's super hard, and then from there you just kind of start over. So it's not really that deep of an objective. Really, you just want to get to the end, but I haven't even gotten to the end. It's difficult once you start to really get into it. You got to be on your game to get to the end. I've only passed the 3rd level, and I don't know how many there are. There's a sewer level. There's the first level, the sewer level, then some kind of outdoor level, then the ramparts, and that's all I've seen. And I think there's a few more after that.
So it's like a Metroidvania kind of style map?
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
Yep. With a really fluid combat system and just fun mechanics. That's what's fun about it. It's how fluid it is. You're floating around and flipping and flying around, and like I said, it's all in just how good you are, and that's what keeps you coming back. It's every time you die, you're like, fuck, if I only rolled instead of parried, or if I only parried instead of rolled, I would have beat this guy. And then you go back to it. The maps are all procedurally generated, so they're all different. You don't know what rolls you're gonna get. Some rolls are more fun than others. Some rolls you get a ton of cool new weapons and strength powers up, and some you get nothing. You get a bunch of just duds and health power-ups, but it doesn't make the game not fun. It just makes it a different challenge. And I don't really have many bad things to say about it. I just wish that there was some kind of the shields in the game kind of are stupid. They don't really do too much. Every time I see a shield, I usually just pass right over it. And then some of the enemies are kind of you see a lot of the same enemy. You see these green guys on the screen. You're gonna see those guys a lot throughout the game. And then it's still in beta, so there's still a lot more to go. They're just only gonna keep adding to it. I think this would be an amazing game on the Switch, and I just think it would be an awesome game on the Switch. This would be just how much how I had fun with Shovel Knight. I think this kind of goes along with the same idea, as long as they can still implement updates to the Switch as often as I think they're going to on PC. Because
Okay, yeah.
you know what I mean.
Well,
If they don't,
my guess too would be they would save the Switch for a full release.
right? I don't think it's going to be coming to Switch for a while. Because if they're gonna keep upgrading and adding stuff to it, they're gonna wait until there's a substantial amount of
Right.
until the game's pretty much done, and then maybe they'll do a Switch release, like a full hard copy release. But it would be a great thing on the Switch. 'Cause you don't really need many buttons.
Yeah, that's true. I guess one of the other questions was just like going back to what I was asking, like, so can you just skip levels once you've unlocked them? No, because all right, I'm just trying to figure this out because like
I guess you can.
You can, okay, because like it's like going through their website, like this one of their features is just it's throwing me off and it doesn't make sense. So it's like, okay, literally what it says is unlock new levels with every death, take a new path. Tired of the stinking sewers? Why not take the ramparts?
Yeah.
So I was curious about that, of just like the idea of like, okay, every time you do die, like a new level, is that just like it's a new procedurally generated map, or is it actually like, no, here's a new tile set, here's an actual new level, so to say, versus just like, nope, here's just a new procedurally like random generated, map.
Yeah,
No,
so
they're
there's
new
like
tile sets. They're new tile sets.
yeah, there's like
Okay.
a bunch of, like I said, like the first part, it's like it's one whole big level, and from there you can go to the sewers, you can go to the ramparts, you can go to a bunch of different places, but you need to unlock the ability to get there. So for example, the sewers is like the third level in the game, and that's a completely different tile set, completely different enemies, completely different style of play, and you can unlock this vine system that grows a big vine up, and then you can finally get to the sewer level from the first level, whereas you would have to kind of go through the first level, second level, then the third level to get there. Very much like Dark Souls, where you kind of unlock a back door, and then you're back into the first area. So from the first area, you can move all the way onto the third or fourth area, but you need to kind of unlock it first.
That reminds me of the Metroid and Castlevania style games.
I was about to say, and that's a staple feature in Metroidvania games.
Yeah,
unlocking abilities.
But
to be
the
able to
thing is
progress.
about that is you don't really want to go that route from the first level. Like, you don't want to just jump into the third level, because you're not gonna have. You want to have your health like way up there. You want to have like the best, maybe third, fourth tier weapons before you move on to these third, fourth levels. So I'd normally just have to run through the whole game again just to get there. You can get pretty good where you run past those levels pretty quickly. I mean, I guess I don't know, maybe I'm just not that good yet, and because it's obviously there for a reason, right? You can obviously go to the sewers right from the first level for a reason, but I haven't been able to successfully do it without dying quite quickly, because those enemies get pretty tough as soon as you move on.
Well, I mean, you can beat Dark Souls, you can beat all the Dark Souls at level 1. So
yeah, I guess
it's
that's
just
true.
skill. It's just a skill type thing.
Yeah, you just got to be good. And if you're watching, you'll see on the gameplay right now, they have these cool systems that it's like this weird, like, what did they call the time things? What is that called? An hourglass?
Hourglass.
It's like an hourglass door. And if you can reach it in a certain amount of time, it opens up, and then there's something down there. I haven't been able to reach it in a certain amount of time. Like this one right now, it says it opened 3.5 minutes ago, and I wasn't able to get there. I've gotten to that door where it was like this closed like 6 seconds ago, and I was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. There's like elite enemies. I highly, highly, highly recommend it if you like roguelites, if you like combat games. Combat systems, Castlevania style, Metroid, Dark Souls.
I love those 2D style play, like
you're gonna love
2D
this.
style, because I love, like, it reminds me, I was watching some of the video, it reminds me a little bit of like Mark of the Ninja, which I thought was a really fun 2D game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does kind of have like a Ninja Gaiden kind of vibe to it. The fluidity of this game, it does kind of feel like old Ninja Gaiden. I recommend it. It's only $15, and everyone who's been playing it has been having a blast. So I know the devs are gonna get some they're gonna have some change from it, and they're gonna just keep putting stuff into it. I can see it being a pretty successful franchise, much like how Binding of Isaac was, just because of it's such a fun and fluid game, and you could just hop right in. I would love to see some kind of multiplayer element to it, maybe PvP or some kind of multiplayer. But like I said, it just came out in beta, and I've been having a fucking blast with it.
I do suggest that you look into 2 games if you really like that game. 2 different games. First one you probably heard a lot is called Rogue Legacy. That's a game you should look into it because it's pretty much all the exact same as Dead Cells. It's just not as polished. I think the combat might not be as polished. It's a little bit more cartoony, but it's really fun. And then the second one is called Salt and Sanctuary, which it was another Metroidvania type game that was heavily influenced by Souls games. So that's actually on Steam now too.
I'm gonna check that out. I've never really played these style of games until I got Binding of Isaac, and then I was just like, this is exactly what I'm looking for in a quick game. Just quick progression, but progression nonetheless, and just fun gameplay. Something that keeps you coming back. Because sometimes, I don't have the time that I used to play a lot of the AAA titles that I like. And it's hard to jump into those games for like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. But these games are perfect. Perfect for that kind of time frame. And I've been having a blast with this. And as you can see on our stream here, or in the gameplay footage, I got up the chroma key. I'm all nice up I used my DSLR to stream. Oh my God, dude. I was having a blast just setting that up. Looks so good. All right, moving on. Let's get into game news. You guys should definitely get Dead Cells. I think you guys would like it. Sega will revive dormant IPs and carefully craft them into big hits. Doobie, this is your news, right? Was this
I didn't link this, but I did see this earlier.
You didn't link this?
Yeah,
no, but I did see this earlier today actually, and I was thinking about it. I'm wondering what they're bringing back. Like, we already know that Shenmue is coming back, and that's one of the classic Dreamcast games.
That's actually possibly Kickstarter is bringing that back.
It was kickstarted to bring up the startup costs, but then Sony was like, "Yeah, we're gonna front the rest." I don't know if it is a PlayStation exclusive, but it is a Sega title.
I put a quick list together of Sega IPs that I would really like to see come back. All right, so
let me hear it.
All right, so this is alphabetical because I just went down the Wikipedia and I was like, okay, yeah, this one's good.
I hope Power Stone's on there.
Altered Beast. I'd love to see a new Altered Beast game. Bayonetta, they'll probably do something with that.
Bayonetta, I don't know if Bayonetta 3 will be a Nintendo exclusive. I know 2 was, but I don't know what the deal between Platinum, Sega, and Nintendo is.
I'll take it on any system except Xbox One because I don't have that. But Company of Heroes, that'd be another good one. Crazy Taxi.
Taxi!
Phenomenal game.
Dude, I love Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. Gunstar Heroes, if you know that game.
Dude, the company behind that, Treasure, I think, is the company that developed those. They're not around anymore, I don't think, because they're the same team that did Mischief Makers on the N64, which I thought was one of my all-time favorite N64 games. But that's Gunstar Heroes is a fantastic game.
It really is. I would suggest buying a classic copy and checking it out. It looks like I had a stroke over here, if you know what I mean. But anyway, Golden Axe.
I'm down with that. I'm down with Golden Axe.
Yeah.
I love that franchise.
House of the Dead. I would love to see a revamp on that. It'd be kind of weird, though, to play an on-rails shooter.
I forgot that was a Sega game.
Yep. And
throw that on the Switch. Or make a VR House of the Dead.
Can we just agree that every game should just be on the Switch?
I think so.
Like, it's the best console ever made so far, I think.
I wouldn't say every game, but most of them. Yeah.
No, every single fucking game. Even
I
RTS
do.
games.
I was gonna say I do not want to play StarCraft on the Switch.
Definitely
God, no.
StarCraft. You can use your fingers, dude. You can touch screen. That'd be amazing. They did it on N64, if you remember. StarCraft was on N64.
And it was terrible.
The worst controller ever made.
Mario could just pop up and say, "We need more pylons." All right, so then we got a Jet Set Radio.
Yes,
Dude,
I'm into it.
I would fucking love that.
I would love a third Jet Set game.
Oh man!
Remember that came out on Xbox? That remake came out on the original Xbox.
Yeah, I think it's out on Steam too. Isn't
No,
it?
it's, I have it. I have it in my Steam library.
They actually gave it away They gave it away for free one weekend, I think.
Yeah.
All you had to do was claim it.
Yep.
Is Jet Set Radio Future on Steam or just the first one?
Just Jet Set Radio.
Man,
Yeah, that's the one I have on Steam.
JSRF was also a fantastic game.
Yep.
It
Panzer
really wasn't
Dragon.
that good of a game, but it was fun.
Panzer Dragoon?
Yeah, Panzer Dragoon.
I
don't know
loved
what's a
Panzer
dragon.
Dragoon. That was on
Panzer.
Xbox at one time.
That was on
Mario
Sa-
Pranzer.
It was on. Was it on Saturn or Dreamcast?
It was on Sega CD.
Oh God!
I think it was on Sega CD. It might have been Saturn too, or was it Saturn?
I have not played it.
CD, Saturn, Dreamcast.
How about Phantasy Star Online?
That's the
And
next.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Dude, they're still making money off that game.
Yeah.
They
Really?
just released a PS4 version
Oh, did
People
they?
in Japan.
still-
In Japan, yeah.
Yeah, people still play PSO. But yeah, that was actually next on the list. Like I said, I'm going in alphabetical. Then after that, I got Shinobi. I would love
Yeah.
another Shinobi
Yeah,
game.
Shinobi.
Yeah, good old Ninja Gaiden type game.
What's
That'd
the
be
last Shinobi? Was on PS2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
was
I
it
thought it was-
Xbox?
No, it was
I
PlayStation.
remember being in
Oh, it was.
PS2.
Yeah, because like they started going PlayStation.
Dude, was
exclusive.
And it
Onimusha
wasn't.
Sega? Was that a Sega game?
Onimusha. Is that Sega?
I got no idea.
I need to know this. Google.
Google, please.
Okay,
That
Google.
was one of my
it's
favorite.
Capcom.
Oh yes, it was a Capcom.
Yeah.
That's Capcom.
Phenomenal.
Oh shit! I accidentally did wake up my phone doing that. Never mind.
I was afraid to do that as well.
Let's be honest, Capcom needs to do what Sega's doing and bring some of their old franchises back.
Yeah, man. That's it. Quick,
I'm gonna-
easy money. Tell them to
I'm
stop
gonna
making
s-
fighting games.
I'm gonna skip over the next thing. Why, when you could just make 30 iterations of fucking Street Fighter and people keep buying it?
It's the
Ultra
Madden
Street
of
Fighter
Why?
2, the final challenger, is coming out on the Switch this week. I think it's this week.
I bought Street Fighter 5 knowing damn well that in like a half a year they're gonna have Street Fighter 5 Super,
Yeah.
and then half a year later it's gonna be Ultra Street Fighter 5. Fuck them.
Come on,
Fuck
man.
'em.
And the net
getting-
code will still be broken.
And the net code is still
Dude,
trash,
we're
and
getting-
people just want to play Ultimate Capcom versus Marvel anyway.
We're getting Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and then 6 months later we'll get Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Fuck Capcom. Anyway, the next two we already covered, Shenmue and Sonic. I think those are obvious. Those are not anything where people be like, "Oh, I'm
When is
surprised
the
another
Shenmue
Sonic."
remake coming out? I know it's on its way, right? I know there's a Shenmue coming.
Unpopular opinion: I really do not want another Sonic game.
Dude, Sonic Mania looks legitimate because they've got the guy who did the Sonic 2, this is Sonic 1 and 2. He did the ports, and they were really well receptive ports to the iOS. And he's making the game, and it looks like that 2D classic feel. Like Sonic Episode 4, or whatever the hell that was trash. But this really does look good. I'm more excited for the new 2D Sonic than I am for this 3D Sonic.
I'm right there with you, Jerry. I don't give a shit about Sonic.
Yep.
I haven't given a shit about Sonic since Sonic 2 on Sega. when
Yeah, I was gonna
played it.
say. It's not since the actual Sega consoles. Like after that, they went downhill fast.
Yeah,
It's
Sonic
insane.
06, man.
Shenmue 3, upcoming action-adventure role-playing video game developed by Nello and WiseNet, scheduled for release in December 2017 for PC and PS4.
2017.
PC.
It is directed and written produced by Yu Suzuki. Shenmue 3 follows teenage martial artist Ryo Hazuki in his quest to find his father's killer in 1980s China. I'm so into it.
Shenmue was the franchise that killed the Dreamcast because it cost so much money to make those games.
I don't care as long as it was born. It was one of my fondest memories of gaming. It was Shenmue.
Wasn't it supposed to be like an 18-part story?
Yeah.
It was
Something
it was
ridiculously long.
It was intense, but it was so good.
It was so good because you could literally interact with anything. It was crazy.
Like everything had some kind of resemblance to the story. Like it was crazy. It was a crazy game.
Dreamcast was ahead of its time.
Yeah, it really was.
I got 3 more to pop off real quick. All right, we got Streets of Rage. I would love another Streets of Rage game. That'd be awesome. Then we got Toe Jam and Earl.
Okay.
That's actually coming back. They had the Kickstarter, and Toe Jam and Earl is picked up by Adult Swim Games.
Okay.
Will be coming to Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, I think.
Okay.
Not gonna lie, I really
it.
like Streets of Rage.
Yeah, dude, Streets of Rage.
Streets of Rage, dude. Streets of Rage 2
You
was
said you
my
didn't
jam.
like it or you did like it?
No, I do like
Oh,
it.
yes.
yeah. Everyone
God,
loves
yes.
Streets of Rage 2, Revenge of the Streets.
Classic
And
beat 'em up, man.
And the last one I got, maybe not a lot of people will remember it, but Vector Man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yo, those games
Vector
were all
Man.
hard.
Vector Man was
Yeah, they were.
amazing, dude.
Vector Man
You guys
1
want
and
to hear
2
a funny
were hard as
story?
hell.
That's now that you said that. This is in 2nd grade. This is in 2nd grade. And for some reason, this sticks out in my memory because it was one of the most embarrassing times I've ever had. And it was like the first day of school. And the teacher passed around these things. And you had to write your name, your favorite color, your nickname, your favorite hobbies and everything. And I wrote my nickname was Vector Man. And then she's reading off. And she meant like nickname as in like my name is, Bob and I like to be called Robert or something like that, right? But she goes, and our next one is Wayne. Nickname Vector Man. And then it was just, I thought people were going to be like, oh, cool, Vector Man, because I loved Vector Man at the time. No, everyone's just like, what? Vector Man? What the hell is that? I was so embarrassed. But no one ever called me Vector Man.
I would have fucking called you Vector Man every day.
I thought that was the coolest name ever. I don't even know why I did that.
Just from now on, I'm calling you Vector Man.
Oh,
Please
Vector
do.
Man.
About time. Fucking 20
Holy
years
shit.
later.
Dude, you need to change your name in Discord to Vector Man, dude. Nobody will get it until next week, but it would be fucking hilarious. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, Vector Man. Yeah, so I would love a Vector Man remake.
No shit.
I'll add one more title I think to that list I would like to see come back, and that's Power Stone Fighters.
Okay.
It was Smash Brothers, like that I thought
Before
was
Smash
better than
Brothers.
Smash Brothers.
It was.
Like
it
it was up there with Melee. If you wanted a party fighting game, you played Power Stone. Then
And let's be
competitive
real,
Melee became a thing.
it's got a good name. Like it's got like it's Power Stone. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, man.
it can either be a really cool name or you can throw every meme in the book at that name.
All right, let's move on. Minecraft Switch is 720p when docked due to issues. So it looks like there's some issues with the docking.
This came from
recognition?
Microsoft itself. There's nothing actually wrong with the game. It can run 1080p. They're just having issues when it comes to docking and changing resolutions from docking and undocking. So they're just keeping it at 720p. I expect an update in a couple weeks that'll fix it.
At least it's happening to Minecraft of all games. So
From what I've been hearing, the Switch version is the perfect version of Minecraft.
I would believe it. I would definitely believe it.
I don't believe it. No mods.
yeah, no mods. No
Oh, you
mod
can't put
support.
mods on it?
I'm not sure. I don't play Minecraft, but I feel like for kids it'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, well I mean for kids, shit.
I mean, let's be honest here. That's what they're selling to.
It is a
with
kids.
this.
It is a kids game.
If you
Somehow it
want to
got
ride it,
wrapped up.
get it on PC.
It got wrapped up in the world of adults, but maybe because there's such a money grab. That's the only reason why I kind of appealed to
You sound like you haven't really played that much Minecraft.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
me.
Yeah.
I've played like about, I don't know, 5 hours of it.
Oh.
And then I was like, this is cool. It's like a Lego thing going on, but
Exactly, dude. It's Legos
Yeah,
for
I love
adults, and you can
Legos.
add mods,
it
and
is
you
not
can like
Legos for adults.
make it fucking crazy.
Yeah, but
I've
it's not.
seen-
It's like when I was like, I saw people
I don't know.
build
It's
some
like
cool
it's not.
stuff.
Yeah, it's not actually really that amazing or great, but like there are times where it's kind of fun.
It was cool
Like,
for like a little
dude,
bit when you play with
I
your
want-
friends, but I was watching some dude like build this extravagant thing, and then I found out he just goes into like a creator and just like draws it. It wasn't even like in-game creating, and that's how most of them do these big things. They just go into like a program, create it, and then jump into the world. And it's like
It's
kinda
not
cheating.
about what
It's like
it's
Photoshop
not
for
about
Minecraft.
what it's not about what Markiplier does on YouTube. It's about what you do.
I don't
Yeah, man.
play it. That's what I do.
I'm just saying, survival mode is the only mode.
Yeah.
True.
saying.
Yeah.
They're
But
doing
yeah, man,
story
when-
mode.
With
That's coming out.
Oh, the
With-
story game, the Telltale ones.
ugh.
I don't know if it's Telltale, but
No, yeah, I think y'all were talking about two different things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, there.
yeah, man, with mods, like it gets pretty deep with mods, especially all the technical mods.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that big into it. I'm not big into the graphics either. I do enjoy because when I was playing it, it was like a day that I was like kind of just chilling, and the music is really nice in Minecraft, and the fact that it like envelope you into its world a little bit. But after the first playthrough, like just building a house and surviving a few nights, I was like, all right, I'm over it. It's not much here for me. But I don't know if you get a lot out of it, feel free. I know Crunk plays a lot of Minecraft. He loves that game. So I don't know. There's that.
I just have one question. Did you say envelope?
Yeah. Why?
Envelope.
Oh right, envelope. Is it
Mario.
envelope or is it?
It's envelope. I wasn't gonna say
Sorry.
anything. I wasn't gonna say anything but fucking grammar Nazi Jerry over here.
I'm
it
editing
was
that out just to piss
No,
you
I
off,
know.
Jerry.
No,
Yeah,
please
dude.
do edit it out. But I was just like, I'm looking at Loco on the screen, and both of us are like,
Fuck you.
did he?
That's why I didn't say anything though. But you know, whatever.
I like that
No,
word
just
though.
mark that. By the way, while we're editing all this out, is this Mike actually not being a piece of retarded shit now?
No, it's
no, you've been fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
it ain't
good.
been popping
now
for
I'm
a
definitely not editing that out.
All right.
Let's move on. We're on a roll here. So we got Shadow Warrior 2 is out next week on consoles. Get original game when purchased for PS4.
Yeah,
So you get the first one when you buy the second one?
Yeah, when you buy it on PS4, you get the first game with it. Kind of like, I hate to go back to this game, but kind of like Bayonetta, when Bayonetta 2 came out for Wii U, if you bought it on Wii U, they gave you a copy of like an HD remaster of Bayonetta 1 for it.
Okay.
So, yeah. I haven't played Shadow Warrior. I have no interest in playing Shadow Warrior, but I put it on there because that's actually pretty cool if you have any interest in it. Like, even if you've owned the game before, you can still get another copy of the game on, you know.
No, that's cool. I mean, you know, it's just giving you more for your money, right? $60 is a lot of money to some people. So if you can give them another whole game with it, hell yeah. I wish that'd be cool if they did that with every franchise. Like Witcher, you get the Witcher and you get the other two Witchers with it. 'Cause
Yeah,
who's
except
buying
you don't.
old games like that for, I don't know. Even if it's, I don't know. I think it's
Well,
Well,
Wayne-
Witcher 1 hasn't aged very well.
yeah, I was about to say you don't really want to play Witcher 1.
other
Witcher
thing-
2 maybe, but not
Well-
Witcher, not the first Witcher.
A lot of the times too, developers switch, so it's different developers and stuff like that too, especially on
it's just
AAA
licensing
games.
issues.
Right. So like
Right. That's
some
true.
Ubisoft Montreal made this game, but
Right.
some other one made, stuff like that.
That's a good point. Yeah, and someone's got to get paid for that. All right. Well, then again, if it's under the same publisher, then they can still get it. They can still get away with it. Technically, it's not the developer's game, right?
Yeah,
Because it's licensed
I
out.
can't say anything about how much I know about all of the legalese, pretty much.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on. Nintendo's next mobile game is based on the Legend of Zelda rumor. So I heard this as well. Zelda, they're looking to port Zelda over to phones, and I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, Mario Run didn't really go over so well. Is there gonna be a fucking Zelda Run?
I mean, they've done really well with the Fire Emblem one. There's
a Fire Emblem mobile game.
Yeah, Fire Emblem
We
Heroes.
talked about it like a week or two
Oh
ago.
yes.
Yep.
Oh, you're right.
I really like it.
A
And then
a lot of people really like it.
they're doing an Animal Crossing mobile game as well, which I feel like is going to be successful.
It's gonna be huge,
That one I can see
If
being really
it's-
popular.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I
Like
can
a
see it being really
Farmville, like a
popular.
Farmville with
Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
God.
see it being really popular. I'm just worried about it actually being good.
Yeah, I mean,
Because I like Animal Crossing a lot, and I can see them really messing that up.
Oh, you know it's gonna be a terrible.
it's going to be
port.
microtransaction hell.
Yeah, it's just this
It's
is just a
mobile
cash
gaming.
grab for him.
Well, like actually, I mean, it makes sense that that rumor's out there, because like, okay, it took them 5 years to make the last Zelda game.
Well,
Like-
the thing is the reason it's a rumor is because Nintendo said, like at the beginning of the year, that they were going to have 5 mobile games out this year, and they've already done 3, and then they have Animal Crossing coming out.
The
And
rumors
people-
also
Oh, okay, Zelda.
Pokemon TCG as well.
Yeah, but they're not they're not counting that. I don't think, because
I
that's still
don't-
under.
I don't know. I think they would count that over Pokemon Go, because that wasn't specifically Nintendo.
Yeah, that was
Niantic.
Niantic.
Right.
Yep.
Niantic and DNA.
Well, I don't know. I don't really mobile game like on my phone because
Not really.
I don't either.
it's just not a
Fire
very
Emblem,
good
that's
thing
it.
to game on. In my
It's
opinion.
just I can see him doing it just because like it's gonna take another 5 years probably, or another 3 years for a new Zelda game. Cash cow.
yeah.
They're
Mobile
working on the
games are
deal.
fucking cash cows.
And they're working on the DLC right now for Breath of the Wild. So
Yeah, I mean, whoever's making this mobile game isn't going to be these AAA developers.
Oh hell no!
It's going to be some rinky-dink team out in, I don't know, somewhere, and
well, it's
just
not
that's
going
why
to
you
be.
s-
something that's
that's-
going to make
yeah.
them money.
That's why you scared me earlier when talking about the new Sonic game. It's like, oh yeah, it was the dude who made the 2 iOS games. Like, ooh,
to be fair, he's got a really credible background. So
He's got a couple of 5-star reviews on the Apple Store. Okay, to be fair, but no,
I will defend Christian Whitehead. Okay.
but no, I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be a full-fledged Zelda game. They'll probably some kind of like mini game or some
yeah, it's gonna be a mini
small,
game.
reduced version, something, whatever you can think of that you could play and it'd be fun, but not as fun if you don't spend money
Yeah,
on something.
none of them
Zelda
are
card
fun.
game.
I'm not into
Mobile games.
I'm not into like the Clash of Clans style where it's like you press a button and then you gotta wait like a week to press another button. Not into that.
Dude, my mom plays the shit out of Candy Crush, and she refuses to spend money on it.
Good.
She will
Good for
she
her.
will play, she will legitimately play for 30 minutes or whatever, and then wait 72 hours to play again.
Yeah, I believe
And
it.
she is okay with that.
I believe it.
Sounds like my mom. Sits on her laptop and just plays Facebook games.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Spends no money.
Oh, I should bring that up. So I was watching one of the gaming podcasts that I watch, and there was a study done by Nielsen saying something like 20% of gamers have never heard of PlayStation 4. Never even heard of it. Not even in their they have no idea what it is. They don't even know what a PlayStation 1 is. Obviously, you don't know what the 4th iteration of it is.
What's
And
the
that is the
definition of
gamer that they play those Facebook games. They play the Farmvilles. They play on their phone. They see like an ad pops up. They're like, play this game. And they go, okay. And they click it. And they spend the in-game currency. And that is a huge majority of gamers. They're gamers. They're not, I consider them gamers.
Yeah.
They're not like as hardcore as we are, but when they're putting that game in there and they're in it, they're definitely a gamer. So you can't really count that section out because it's such a large group of people who it's a great medium to tackle if you're a game developer. Like if I was a game developer, I would love to come out with a game for the console for like regular gamers like us, but then also some kind of spin-off to capture that area as well, all within one world. Maybe use that phone as an accessory within the game to sell more copies of it, because you're missing out on millions and millions of people if you don't do that, you know. And it's easy to laugh them off and say, oh yeah, they're the Candy Crush Farmville people. Yeah, well, they're spending millions of dollars. Those people who invented Farmville and Candy Crush, that's a gold mine for them. They just cash the fuck out because they don't care. They don't care who a real gamer is. They just see people that are playing stuff and they want to get their game into their hands. So I think we're going to see more, as phones get more powerful, we're going to see more fully fledged titles, I think. It's only a matter of time that this becomes a phone, right? That this is a phone. NVIDIA Tegra chip in here it's super powerful what it can do. And you can put that into a phone. It's a small, tiny chip that is pretty efficient on power, and it's only getting more efficient. So there's going to be that crossover soon where we have a PS4, a phone, a laptop, camera, everything all in your pocket.
One of the reasons Nintendo made the Switch, I mean, one, Japan is very heavy into mobile titles. They made it because, one, it highlights that mobility. And two, it's their answer. People want to say, oh, it's their answer to PS4, Xbox. No, it's their answer to the mobile phone market in Japan. Yeah. Japan's mobile gaming is off the charts.
Yeah, so is Korea's. Korea's big in it too. China as well. I mean, this is a huge majority of people we're talking about. It's only getting bigger. And like I said, once the power gets there, I think we're going to start to see, because that's the thing that I have with mobile gaming. It's like it's just this close to getting enough power, and the controller, I can't play on just a touchscreen. I need something like a Joy-Con, and I think Nintendo nailed it. If you can just like carry like a Joy-Con around and just slap them to your phone.
I mean, they're small enough.
Like if this was a phone, and I could just slap the Joy-Cons on it and play Zelda or play my games on it, I mean, I wouldn't need a PlayStation. I wouldn't need anything else because I got it all on my PC if I want to sit down and play something, right? So I think that we're going to see that blend soon, and Nintendo being one of the first to really get into it and start to look at it as a serious viable option for gamers it's a smart move. It looks like they're lining their cards up right with this whole mobile centric stuff, because there's just something about being able to sit on your couch and play with a game in your hands. It's just different than when you sit on your computer or when you're on your home theater system, something like that. It's just a different experience. There's something about it, and I'd like to see more of what they can do with it, you know. But then again, I don't want it to detract away from these like humongous AAA, you know, $500 million Grand Theft Auto 6s and stuff like that. Like, I still want that to be around. I just think that we're going to see more of a blend of it all pretty soon.
Before we move on, can we, since we're talking about mobile game cash grab games, can we talk about the game that Jerry played and upload footage of?
All right, what is it?
It's was it Animation Showdown or
Throwdown?
Something?
I think it was Throwdown, maybe.
Is it this fucking stupid card game?
Yeah, it's like the 5-minute clip.
It's a card game, but it's based with Family Guy, Futurama, Bob's Burgers, American Dad, and King of the Hill. But yeah, it's fucking terrible. I checked it out because it also came out on computer, but it's a mobile game.
Wait, is this a real? Because the art looks pretty good.
No, it's a real game. It's Fox. Completely from Fox. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's a full game that's been released, and it's the stupidest shit I've ever played in my life. But
and it's on Steam.
Yeah, it's on Steam. And on your phone. You can play it anywhere.
Immediately, here's the in-game currency. So what is the goal of this game?
I mean, it's a lane-based card game, so it's taking kind of from like the mobile cues of like things like Clash of Clans, stuff like that, where you build a deck sort of, but basically
Dale is a card.
Oh yeah, no, like it's all the characters. Dale. The characters are great, but like
Louise,
Lois. All the like the characters are great and stuff like that, but the actual gameplay is just boring and repetitive as hell. basically you play a character card. So like example, I played Dale, and then you play a combo card the next turn because you can only play one fucking card every turn. So your opponent plays a card and then it just attacks in that lane, and then you can play another character card or you can play a combo card. This 2-card combo. That's like, you can arm Hank Hill with a gun and then he turns into a different Hank Hill from when he was a child, or you can give Dale like a costume and he becomes, a costume Dale, things like that. And it still just attacks in the lane. And that's the entire game. And I'd never lost. You just throw down cards and buff them, and then they just kill the other person who has no health. You get coins. You get 50 coins for completing a quest or an adventure, and card packs cost 1,000 of these coins. And once you buy the card pack, you get one card, or you can spend money to buy the advanced card packs with gems that have 2 cards, and you build decks out of these cards. And
wow,
yeah.
Honestly, the gameplay itself I watched it. Okay, I fucking watched that clip, and I figured the game out probably as quick as you did, because as soon as I saw it, I was like,
oh yeah, it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, if I go first, I'll win.
And guess what? You always go first.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you know? What do you know?
Like they can't beat you if you go first, because you just drop your first one down, you buff it, and you kill theirs. And then by the time they're dropping another dude down to try to kill your first dude, you're already dropping another dude down.
Yep.
But,
or buffing it so it'll just kill the dude anyway, so they have to keep putting it in the same lane because it's lane based.
Is there mobile or multiplayer? I mean,
I think there actually might be, but I couldn't be fucked to put the time in to try it, if I'm being honest.
I mean, at least they did the art right.
No, the art for it is great. That's it.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't see this being. I mean, I don't know, man. Who knows?
You know what was OP as fuck though? Bill Dotrieve, when you put that what was it, school or whatever on him,
Schoolboy Dave, or he turns into the running back or whatever.
Yeah, bulldozer or whatever the fuck it was. Oh man.
Yeah,
but like it's you get all of the cards from all of the the IP basically. Like you can get cards from Futurama, you can get them from King of the Hill, and you can mix and match them. Your character is someone from the show, so of course I had to choose fucking Bobby Hill out of the choices that you got.
Dang it, Bobby.
Yeah, dude, you had to go with the King of the Hill pack. But
that's not your purse. I don't know you.
My dad says butane's a bastard gas.
Yeah, don't worry, all of those cards are in there.
They probably could have made more money doing an actual cards, like making actual cards, because I might buy some real King of the Hill cards.
Yeah, if this was like a real game, it'd be a lot cooler. But it's not.
It'd still be a stupid game, though.
Yeah, but you keep the
game.
Art. But you'd be able to have the cards as art, and you could keep the cool art. So
I'd be into that.
Be better. But you can also combine cards. But that's also where more of those lovely it's a mobile game things come in. Yeah. Well, okay, to combine cards to get a chance at a better card, it eats the 2 cards you put in there that you have to buy. It also takes another type of currency to activate that, and then there's a 8 to 24 hour waiting period that you can of course pay for to just instantly go through it.
Of course.
Yeah, it's just a cash grab. It's ridiculous.
My jar is going off. I'm sorry.
That's all good. Moving on. Square Enix withdraws from IO Interactive, which means that what's its name is dead.
Hitman. I don't know. Well, they're looking to sell it. We don't know where it's
going.
They want to sell off the properties. So,
yeah, they're looking for new investors, but I mean, honestly, there's not much I'm even looking forward to from Square Enix anymore. I really don't care about Hitman that much. Hitman's a cool game, I guess, but I don't really care that much for it.
Dude,
Final Fantasy
get the fuck out of here. Hitman's great.
Hitman's okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, like there's a couple of flagship RPG titles like the Final Fantasy VII remake, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Final Fantasy 15
I'm
DLC
not
still
into
working
a Final
on.
Fantasy VII remake at all. I played
Well,
it. It was fun. That's that. I don't want a remake with slightly shittier graphics.
Oh no, I mean it's
You gotta go to work or something?
no, that's my fucking dryer.
Oh, it's your dryer.
Yeah, my dryer's literally right there. But anyway, the Final Fantasy VII remake, it isn't going to be like Final Fantasy VII. Now my alarm's going off. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Just fuck it. Fuck it. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I mean, yeah, they get the 7 remake, which is like, it's gonna sell. Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna sell. Final Fantasy 15 DLC is still coming out. But, I mean, I got one other thing I can think of that I'm looking forward to from Square Enix. And that's the Octopath Traveler game for the Switch, which, what a name. God, it's an awful name. But, I mean, it has an art style like Tactics, and it's turn-based, so I'm going to like it. But Square, I don't know where Square sits right now.
I don't even think they know. Yeah, I mean, I guess Hitman didn't sell as well as they wanted. That they were really banking on Hitman. That was a pretty big franchise. It's a cool game too. The older Hitmans I really enjoyed. I haven't played any of the newer ones.
I was just gonna say that though. Like I will give that small caveat. The new Hitman is it's all right, but the old ones are a lot fucking better.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. They were really just. It was just a game that a lot of people have been waiting for, like that Hitman stealth combat. I don't know. It was really fun, and being able to have like different options to go through a level was always cool. But I didn't play the newer one, and it looked pretty polished. It's just the whole episodic thing turned a lot of people off. It didn't work.
And that's what they're trying to do with Final Fantasy VII is make it episodic. So
it's not. Yep. I don't know. I'm not into it.
I don't know.
That's really stupid. But another thing that you got to think of that this affects is Deus Ex. This affects Deus Ex. As well.
Right. Oh, I guess that was another game that kind of flopped on them too. Mankind Divided. It was kind of a flop. It was kind of a flop, man. It wasn't nearly as big as the original one.
I liked it,
right.
but it didn't sell like gangbusters at all.
No.
Yeah, that was a big money project. They spent a lot of money on that one.
Well, it's also because none of them sold a lot. Like it was one of those series that is a really fantastic series, but like it never sold like huge until the game was out for 10 years. You know what I mean? And like everyone finally got around to trying it.
Yeah, nobody was running out and tripping over their feet trying to buy Invisible War or anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, Squaresoft has been going downhill ever since they merged with Enix.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, I mean, the Star Ocean 5 wasn't very good. Like, it was an okay RPG, but it held nothing to what Star Ocean 3, 2, and 1 were. It was better than 4, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
Like, they're literally living off of Final Fantasy and Tomb Raider and Kingdom Hearts right now.
All right, so let's move on. So we have a few more news topics, but we're kind of running out of time. I don't want this to be another 2-hour show. I do want to talk about, let's see here. All right, let's bring up this discussion, the Kickstarter topic. Jerry, you added this one. Do you want to run off with this topic first?
Well, basically, I just want to talk about like Kickstarter games and like people's opinions on games being funded through Kickstarter, because I think there's definitely pros and cons for it. Like, there's been some really fucking good games that have been funded through Kickstarter, like entirely through Kickstarter. There's also been a lot of really fucking bad ones, but it's becoming a trend through Kickstarter and earnings coming out, things like that, that games are not being funded on Kickstarter like nearly as much anymore as they were, say, 5 years ago. Like, it's been a downward trajectory the entire time.
Now, I think it's a lot to do with the trust in Kickstarter. Like I was telling you guys, it's the same thing is going to happen with Patreon. people just aren't delivering on the product. And when you have enough of that going on, it makes people say, why would I want to risk my money? You know what I mean?
Like, Yacht Club Games is a developer. If they go back to Kickstarter for their next project, I'm okay backing that because they have a proven track record now. But Inafene, like Mighty Number 9, I'm not backing anything he puts on there.
Divinity Original Sin was a Kickstarter.
Yep.
That was a pretty successful Kickstarter then.
And I also, if we're going to talk about that for a little bit, I just bought the sequel, Original Sin 2. It's in early access.
Yeah, I got the gameplay footage up here.
I think that's also replacing Kickstarter, especially for games, is like Steam Early Access and things like that.
Yeah, that's more, I don't know, that's the only scary thing about that is you can just sit in early access forever, even though, you know, Divinity's not going to sit in there forever. Divinity, like the first Divinity, is really good. I would really suggest anybody play it. Actually, when Shindo saw me playing this morning, Divinity 2, he was like, hey man, we should go back and just me and you play co-op and play through the first one because I need to refresh on it. And it's just a really good game.
I'm actually down because I haven't gotten into it. It's kind of difficult. It's kind of a difficult game.
Yep.
You definitely want, you want to party.
You need a lot to get into it. But I just haven't had the interest really to get that deep into it yet. It hasn't really grabbed me. But this was also around the time that I was getting into Witcher 3. And that became my favorite game ever made. But I gotta get. I don't know. This second one, I'm looking at the characters. The graphics are great. This looks good.
Oh yeah.
The second one looks good.
I mean,
the second one's out right now.
Early access.
Oh, it's early access.
Okay. The first in the early access bit, there's just the first act. It's like the first 8 to 12 hours of gameplay. But to be honest with you, like it's so replayable that you could just go through the first act any way you want to, you know? I mean,
there's a lot to it. There's a lot to the combat. I mean, things blow up on the side of you and you can die. Like they shoot a, I don't know, barrel and it kills you. I'm not used to that. Like, there's a lot you got to know. But
like there's one thing. There's later on in that clip, there's a spot where I'm in a fight and I throw a Molotov cocktail on the ground, it explodes, and the fire's still there. My dragon dude breathes fire on the ground, and that fire's still there. And the enemy hits one of the people that are on my team, and there's just blood everywhere on the ground. And the other guy that's on my team or on my side, my squad or whatever, he turns the blood into a poisonous cloud. It's just cool. It's just so deep that it's just so interactive.
Yeah,
you can go about it in multiple different ways. But yeah, it's definitely one of those games that you really got to get into it because it's really text heavy. You're walking around looking for stuff. There's really no hand holding whatsoever. They give you a small tutorial when stuff pops up. It's like, hey, this is how you move. This is how you pick stuff up. By the way, you can blow stuff up on accident. Look out for that. You can kill your own team members with magic, so look out for that. Yeah, there's no hand holding. It's great.
Nice. I love it. All right. So yeah, Kickstarter. I think we're all in agreement with that it's, you just got to be careful with it. You're always going to get fucked in those situations if you're not careful. So, you know, make sure that if you're looking to back someone, that it's a relatively smaller thing. And I don't know, but I do want to talk quickly about the Surge, and I'm going to be getting this tonight. Hopefully I can unlock it tonight, if not tomorrow. And this is basically Dark Souls in space with sci-fi stuff. And this looks really, really fun. I've been hearing really good things about it. I'm a huge fan of this Souls style kind of game. Total Biscuit did a review on it, and he says he's really enjoying it. Loves the game, and you get I love his channel because you get a really good in-depth look at why he likes the games that he likes, and I'm into, like, when I look at a review, I want that. Why do you like this game? Because there's a lot of times that people are just, this game's fun because it's robots in space and Dark Souls. It's like, okay, but what about this makes the genre? How does this progress the genre? What new elements has this game added?
He does a great job of that, and then he also does a great job of telling you if the game's gonna fucking run how it's supposed to run and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the only reviewers I know that like the first 10 minutes of a video is like, okay, welcome to this game. Let's go look through the settings real quick and what you can adjust on the graphics, you know?
Yeah, he
It's
literally does that with the Surge for like the first 15 minutes, just in
But-
the menus.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But he talks about, like he says, like that's an important part of a game. Like it just means that the developer has taken care into putting that in for you, so you can play their game in the best way that you want to play it, and not exactly how they want you to play it. And he has a great point there. Like if it's easier for you to press the right trigger to block instead of shoot, then that's you. You know, that should be up to you and how you play. So or the graphics. You know, if your computer
Just not Ubisoft though.
right.
It's 2017, people. We should be able to assign hotkeys and whatever and change button configurations to whatever we want. Also, I'm glad that I stuttered around to ask you if Phil's on Steam, and then you said you agreed that, yeah, it's on Steam. And as soon as I open up Steam to look at the store, it's on my front page.
Oh, it's
anyway.
up
So
there? Okay.
My
cool.
dumb ass should have just looked myself.
I'm looking. I just watched the trailer at the end. I see you PS4, Xbox One, PC, and then Razer. Is Razer like sponsoring this game, or they have something with the development?
PS4, PC, and then Razer?
Xbox One, and then Razer's logo is there,
Huh.
like the mouse keyboard people.
I'm not sure.
I wonder if they had anything to do with this game, but their name's on the bottom with all
Yeah,
the
it says
focused.
about this game. It says the Surge Twitch dev session, and then it says watch the replay Razer. So maybe they were just sponsoring a first look at it. Maybe.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I know this is developed by Deck 13, published by Focus. I'm not sure exactly what Razer has to do with it.
Yeah, oh, that's weird. Unless they're dealing with PC stuff for it.
I'm guessing they're just a sponsor.
I'm not sure. Yeah, must be.
I cannot believe I haven't heard of this game. I'm looking at it right now.
No one really has. I mean,
It looks amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
And it's $49.99 on Steam.
Oh, is it? Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, it's gotten a little bit of heat because people are like, "Why are you trying to beat Dark Souls if you're not from Software? Who makes Dark Souls? Not From. Is it From?
Yeah, from
Yeah,
it's
okay.
From Software.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. But that's how it goes. You know what I mean? I mean,
That comparison of Dark Souls. This is the Dark Souls of blank.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate it.
Just because it has, sure, Dark Souls is a very innovative game in terms of RPG, action RPGs, and stuff like that. Very innovative, but you can't compare everything to that and then hate on a game because it uses those elements. It's trying
let's
to
be
better
honest.
those elements. It's trying to implement those
the,
elements.
the Dead Souls fan base is toxic.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like very, very toxic.
Don't understand it. But the game looks awesome, right? So it looks fun. I'm gonna play it, and I'll let you guys know next week how I feel about it, and then you guys can either pick it up from there or ignore it. But it looks like I'm gonna have a good time. This looks like right up my alley. I love tech. I love horror. I love sci-fi. I love Dark Souls combat. Let's do it.
To be completely honest with you, it's out right now today. And
Right now?
yeah,
Oh,
it released 15th, so yeah, I'm probably gonna buy it and download
Oh, I
it.
thought it was a 16th.
Nope, 15th.
Oh,
That's
so
what I'm
we
looking
can
at
we
on
can
Steam.
NoLife it together.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
gonna
I'll stream
play
it.
Sounds good.
Kate, are you gonna play with us? All right, last topic. We're gonna be talking about some Quake, and then getting out of here. Let me put the gameplay footage up. I'm not very good at this this OBS studio stuff yet. All right, so Quake Champions. I did want to talk about it because I have been having fun after I got the technical issues ironed out. It does kind of scratch that Unreal Quake itch that I've been having for a while now that these other FPSs don't really scratch. Like I said,
Like the fast person true arcade arena shooter.
Yeah.
just strictly how fast can you move and how quick can you put your crosshair on the other dude's head. That's basically the gist of Quake.
Tell me
Except-
rocket jumping is still there.
Yeah, there's some rocket jumping. There's a little bit of stuff that they
They're-
took out.
Yeah, and they're still weird right now.
Yeah, there's
Like they're weird right now.
I was hearing stuff about the railgun being like weird.
railgun.
It's slow in
It
comparison to the old ones.
it
Man.
shoots like the old one. If you had your crosshair on a dude's face and you press the button with the railgun, you killed him instantly. Right?
Yeah, like it just
railgun was
shot.
great.
Now it's almost like a projectile. It has like a
Yes.
weird like amount of like projectile time, so it's got like a little warm up and then shoot.
Yeah, there's
kind
a
of.
delay
Okay.
to the fire, which
Similar
is
to like
terrible.
I don't compared to like maybe like remember like Halo with the Spartan laser. You had to charge it before you shot it.
It's sort of. There's no
Sort of.
charging. It's just you press it and then it shoots it.
Okay.
And that screws up timing, right? Another thing is that there's like classes, so you hit them with it and they won't die. They just get like 80% health. There was one time I had to hit the guy like 4 times with the plasma or with the rifle, and it didn't even kill him. It did not kill him, and I'm nailing him with the rifle. I don't know. That's stuff they got to iron out because that's obviously. If you hit him in the face, that's an instant kill, no matter what. That has to be an instant kill. They need to get rid of that delay. And that's a big weapon in the game. Another weapon in the game that is kind of fucked up is the rockets. They're just slower and they're very, I don't know. It just doesn't feel balanced. The guns feel a little imbalanced between each other. The shotgun is like this super weak item that you kind of can start out with. You can blast someone in the face like 10 times with a shotgun. They're not going down. They can get away. The skills are all weird. Like one guy shoots acid. One guy kind of disappears. Another guy has like this weird Tron like trail that follows behind him that can hurt you. Not
So it
into the
feels like-
classes at all.
So it feels like a game that's very much in beta.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like
there's-
maybe even alpha. Like they got a long
Damn.
way to go.
The thing is if they were going to release this, like I was also really looking forward to it when I heard about it, and I really want to get into the beta because I really like playing Unreal Tournament 2K, and stuff like that back in the day. And and I really don't like the classes. The thing of like old school games like that, the whole deal is you were
equal.
all on an equal playing field. All of you had the same tools. The only thing that really mattered was how good is your aim.
Yeah.
How good
good
is
is
your
your
aim?
aim?
And the other thing I don't like about it is how good is your movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The movement is not figured out yet.
No.
Like
and they're
it's
all
really
different.
weird.
They're like one guy is on a hoverboard, which is the dumbest thing ever. It's not Quake. You don't have a
They
hoverboard
also
on
have
Quake.
a movement speed cap.
Yeah. Another guy's a lizard and he can hop, and his hops they get him faster. Some guys are slower, much slower than others. I wish there's a lot of customization going on. There's loot packs and they did the whole Overwatch loot system. But that's cool. But as long as if it's just cosmetic, but it's not. I mean, it plays into your skills, and I mean the class system is just dumb. I don't like it. It's not for these kind of games, especially when you factor in how difficult the learning curve is for some people. You know, they're just gonna get demolished if they play this game. Like they're not gonna go easy on them. I don't know if there's like a certain kind of matchmaking they're gonna have, but
No. There's no matchmaking right now because as soon as I started the game, I was up against like level 20 players, you know, and I haven't played a game like this since Unreal Tournament.
yeah.
So
which was like 2004.
Yeah, 2004 was the last Unreal Tournament that I really played. There was UT3 and I never really played that.
No.
But like as soon as I got back into it, and if you're showing, I don't know if you're showing your gameplay or my gameplay, because if you're showing my gameplay, you can see like in the beginning, like my ass is rusty.
Yeah.
It is terrible. Like
Yeah,
I'm
this is your
missing
gameplay.
everything. Yeah, I'm missing everything. But I'm the kind of person where I can play games like that, and if I'm playing deathmatch, then I'm okay with it because it's just me. I'm not playing team deathmatch, so I'm not letting anybody down. It's just me sucking, you know. And I'm having a good time. I had a good time with Quake when I played it, and I'm going to still continue to play it. But there are a few things that I want to talk about too, besides just actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the currency in that game?
Yeah.
That
It's
game-
dumb.
It
There's
is fucking.
three.
It's fucking terrible. Okay, I understand, like, even though I don't like the idea of all these different champions with different abilities that I got to get, you can't buy them with in-game currency. You have to spend money on them. You can rent them for 1 day.
Yeah. That is
That's
so dumb.
Well, that is what you can do with in-game currency. You can rent them for 1 day.
It's because they're doing this weird, like, isn't the goal it's going to be a free-to-play game?
Yeah.
So so they're doing a really weird system of microtransactions like that. Yeah,
it's terrible. Make it the cosmetics the currency that makes them money, and then people will have a field day, just like they did with Team Fortress. That game makes so much money with the hat system. No one wants to.
Even if you have to buy them, yeah. Well, I was gonna say, even if you have to buy them, let us just outright buy them with playtime. Like not right. You can only literally buy this character. Like, okay, you can rent them for X amount of currency, and then 7 times that currency, you can at least buy the fucking character.
Yeah, because it's like 5,000 in-game currency to rent for a day, or you have to buy with real money. You can't get it any other way. You have to buy with real money the other champions, which is dumb. And then there's a shards. There's 3 things. There's the real money that you pay to get real money, like the real Quake money. Then there's in-game currency, and then there's shards that you get for breaking down items from loot boxes and stuff. And I don't know. It's so dumb. They need to iron this stuff out, because this could be awesome, because they did nail what they did nail is the Quake feel. Like, it does still feel like Quake, and I do enjoy it. Like, going from here to Overwatch, there's something about that fast jumping, hard hitting weapons, just blasting people away. It's just very imbalanced. It feels like there's a lot of weird things that they need to work out. Otherwise, it could be a really, really interesting title that I think could rival Overwatch eventually, if they can work out a lot of the balance. Because there's a lot of people who don't like that Overwatch style FPS, like that slow, almost MOBA-like shooting. It's not for everyone. They want to just skill, like how fast can you aim at that dude's head, and with all this champions and skills and different things that they have. I
miss the good old days of deathmatch.
Yeah.
Even if it was Halo or Quake or any of these other games, it just seems like it's gone to the wayside. Call of Duty ain't helping.
Yeah.
Nowadays deathmatch is for getting better. And me personally, I'm okay with that. But I'm the CS:GO player, so it's like, no, you play deathmatch to improve yourself, but that's it. Not like as a game mode.
Also, I don't know if any of you actually played with somebody in your party. Did you?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So me and Rage is a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
We played earlier today, or it was actually yesterday, and we grouped up. And we were like, okay, let's jump into a game, and it will not let you play deathmatch. You can only play team deathmatch.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can only play team deathmatch or the sacrifice mode, which is like the King of the Hill hold the point thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't play regular deathmatch. How stupid is that? Why can't I play regular deathmatch? Why can't I have just a group of like 4 or 5 of my friends and we all queue for deathmatch and we all kill each other?
No, they're gonna fix that. Yeah, I was wondering why we weren't playing, because I was playing with Davey and we were playing team deathmatch. I was like, why don't we just play deathmatch? But I didn't know that we physically couldn't.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's like grayed out. Like you can't even select it. You have to play team or sacrifice mode. And which I don't like sacrifice mode. Also, there's netcode issues. I don't know if you ran into them, but I definitely ran into netcode issues where I would be running, following somebody. I don't know if it's server side or if it's player side, but I would be following somebody, and all of a sudden they'd shoot me with a shotgun out of their asshole, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
there's a big issue that was on their subreddit, the Quake Champions subreddit. Let me see if I can find it. Netcode lag in Champions is linked to the frames per second and upload speed. So and he shows proof on his what is it called, his YouTube channel. So you can go check that out. So it looks like they're tying your ping or your net code, or it looks like they're tying your upload speed to your frames per second. So if you have a high frames per second, which I do, then my upload speed is going to be so high. It's going to use so much bandwidth. So if you're someone, luckily for me, I have a good internet. It can keep up with that. But if you're someone with, crappy internet, you got like 8 megabit upload speed, but you're running at, over 80 frames a second. You're running at 100, 200 frames per second, which most people are going to try to do because this is one of those games that you have to have like a high upload or a high frames. You're going to have this bandwidth that's just going to chug you down. You're going to have this terrible netcode. And that seems to be the issue here. And if that's going to be the way that the game is, no one's going to play this game. No one's going to play this game because it's really, really bad. There's a lot of chugging going on, and it's unfortunate.
You can't have a first-person shooter with bad netcode.
No.
No, especially like arena style Quake, Unreal Tournament style games.
Right.
You cannot do that because this game, it's too damn fast. Like any split second lag, and somebody's already halfway across the room. You know what I mean? Like I saw one guy literally like just stutter across the room in 3 stutters, and I can't hit that, and that's the whole point of the game. You know what I mean?
So is this currently the
old school Quake was always 1v1 too. Right. Like you can't do a 1v1 with that shit going on. Like that's the main esport type mode of the fucking game. You can't do that.
No, it needs to be rock solid. It's got to be rock solid server side. You can't have it player side either. It has to be server side. They have to. If they're not gonna do that, then why even make the game? Unless they're just trying to cash out. There's currently the upload bandwidth QC uses. Currently, the upload bandwidth QC is tied directly to your frames per second, meaning QC will congest massive amounts of upload traffic, potentially leading to people with slow upload speed below 1 megabits per second upload, not download, to heavily lag, warp, teleport, and timeout without realizing the actual reason. This could likely be the root cause of current lag epidemic. A lot of ISPs provide asymmetric services, meaning even though your internet is fast, your upload speed could be much slower than your download, and QC needs upload. If you have ping issues and constant DC timeout from matches, it could be caused by having a high FPS, leading to massive upload. QC needs at least 50 kbs of upload at 100 frames per second. There is currently no option or command to limit rate, and not having enough bandwidth or hard limiting the exe file through net limiter would disconnect you from matches and time out your network. So a lot of what people have been doing to help with this is downloading NVIDIA Inspector and limiting your frames to 60 frames per second, and that seems to be helping a lot of people out. But at the top comment of this thread, which is the highest thread on the Quake Champions subreddit, is who the fuck designed this shit? Stop giving id. Hey id, stop giving your games to shitty ass companies. Yeah, I agree. This is just an asinine way to develop a multiplayer game. You can't do that. That makes no sense.
I know this sounds a bit ridiculous because usually when you're on PC gaming, you're like, yeah, man, 60 frames is where it's at. But in games like this and pretty much every other shooter, like you want to get as many frames a second as you possibly can. You want to be up there in 120 and 150.
Dude, there's 240 megahertz monitors out specifically for these types of games because that's what the pros are trying to get at. They want the best. They want to see every little frame that they can get. And if your netcode is off, it makes no difference. It's just bad. You're just going to be done.
You play CS. How you play CS, especially at high levels, is you run 300 frames per second and you run as shitty of fucking graphics as you possibly can.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. Yep. That's what I do on CS:GO. That's what I do on Overwatch. That's what I did on Quake. I mean, for the gameplay footage that I kept, I put it on high, and I was running at 60 frames a second. That was like 60 or 70 on high. But as soon as I stopped capping gameplay footage, I just knocked everything down to low, turned obviously turned VSync off, triple buffering off, all of that bullshit.
You guys
Turned
really,
it all
you guys
off.
play that way? You guys really
Yeah.
turn all your
Yeah.
graphics down?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I can't.
on
I
first
cannot.
person on competitive first person shooters. Yes, I do.
I can't do it. I like
What?
pretty things.
Like if it's a single player game or
Sure.
if it's like not a first person shooter, and even if it's competitive, yeah, I'm turning that shit up to ultra. I don't care.
Yeah.
But if it's first person shooter and it's competitive, I'm turning that shit as low as I possibly can because I'm just trying to get frames. I'm just trying to get more frames.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right. Oh man, gameplay is done. That pretty much wraps us up then. That wraps us up. I'm gonna play the rest of the Surge trailer. That way.
But don't play it from their website.
Yeah. True.
Gonna play it to play us out. What does that mean? Play us out. There's nothing on there. There's no words.
All right, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of No Life Gaming Show. We'll be back next week, as always. Go check out all these games that we're talking about. I'm not going to add anything into the descriptions of these videos because we talk about a lot of stuff. So if you watch it, just keep note of what we're talking about and you'll be fine. Go pick up Dead Cells. The Surge looks fun. Go pick that up. Go pick up Quake if you're trying to get into it.
It's free.
It's free.
Or you can do like I did and just reinstall Unreal Tournament 2K4.
Oh, you can do that. That sounds fun too. All right. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out. Peace. Okay, peace. Bye. Say goodbye, everyone.
Have a good one, guys.
Yep.
See ya.
I hope you really enjoy your week.